He's one of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky 3, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan, okay?
Floyd is not interested in boxing anymore.
Okay.
So he's interested in cashing in on events.
Before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. This is what I'm waiting for.
Outspoken analysts Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman reignited controversy.
Outspoken commentators Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman have once again stirred debate after criticizing Floyd Mayweather Jr. regarding a potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao. The controversy escalated after Mayweather referred to the bout as an exhibition, even though there were reports claiming that contracts had already been signed for a legitimate fight. Stephen A. Smith further implied that Mayweather may be intentionally manipulating the narrative and playing psychological games around the situation.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
Much like Stephen A. Smith, several analysts believe Floyd Mayweather's comments describing the Pacquiao rematch as an exhibition may not be accidental or based on misunderstanding. Instead, they argue it could be a deliberate strategy. By presenting the fight in a more controversial or provocative light, Mayweather might be trying to spark debate and keep the matchup in the spotlight, drawing even more public interest and conversation around it.
I think that this is just a selling point. I think ultimately Mayweather has to agree to whatever the contract is. If it's a fight, I think one of the comments the other day really made a point that, one of the comments in our chat made a point that, has really stuck with me. Mayweather has to know the terms he agreed to. Come on, I mean, you can't just sign something and not know those terms. He's got to know that if it is, in fact, it has to be a fight, then he would do this. And he knows he's got to go through with a fight. He may just be saying this just to sell the fight in general, just to sell it as, make it a talking point, make it a controversial point so that people want to wind up, talking about it more. It becomes a topic of discussion, and then from that perspective, people end up watching. More people end up watching it because it becomes more of a polarizing topic of conversation. So I don't know. I see this eventually getting straightened out. I think it has to. I mean, Floyd has to fight right now. I think Mayweather probably wants to fight right now. I mean, Mayweather wants to fight and probably has to fight right now, and Pacquiao seems to want to and have to as well. So in one way or another, I think it's going to get straightened.
The situation became controversial after Mayweather publicly referred to the rematch as an exhibition bout, which clashed with comments made by Pacquiao, as well as the expectations of promoters, broadcasters, and other parties involved in putting the event together. This unexpected change in how the fight was being described quickly triggered concern and skepticism across the boxing community.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he's saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said...
I wouldn't fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight, yeah.
Is Spears still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still happening then?
He has to remember that.
But it's still on? It's still happening?
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so... There's no reason why,
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't,
yeah. All right. You look good. You look already in shape. What adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight?
I have the improvement.
Manny Pacquiao Promotions has alleged that Floyd Mayweather violated the terms of the agreement. According to their claims, Mayweather had entered into multiple contracts confirming that the matchup would take place as a professional bout. They also state that there is official documentation to support this, including electronic signatures and formalized records.
has been a breach of contract in terms of what Mayweather had to say the fight weekend of Fundora and Thurman. Apparently, he did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jazz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved, two, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back, and two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of this sport, and this kind of fight is going to generate a ton of money.
Max Kellerman strongly believes that if a rematch were to happen, Manny Pacquiao would have no trouble defeating Floyd Mayweather Jr. He highlights Pacquiao's higher activity level in recent years, along with his faster combinations and non-stop pressure, arguing that these qualities could prove too much for Mayweather to handle in a second fight.
So Pacquiao is the active, sharper fighter by the time he fights Floyd in a rematch, and Floyd would be in danger of being stopped. And in that fight, there is a very good chance that Pacquiao will stop Floyd Mayweather.
What? Manny Pacquiao has repeatedly insisted on securing a formal rematch, making it clear that he does not accept the idea of the fight being treated as an exhibition. He continues to emphasize that it should be recognized as a full professional contest, rather than a promotional or showcase event. This position is in direct conflict with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s reported stance, which has made the chances of the bout happening under exhibition conditions, or without firm contractual agreement on competitive terms, far less likely.
It's up to him. If he come out to retirement, then we'll have a Mayweather Pacquiao too.
Would you do an exhibition with him, or would you potentially entertain an exhibition with someone like maybe a Conor McGregor?
No, I don't like exhibition. Like I want if Mayweather is my opponent, I don't like exhibition. Like I want fight. Like there's a.
Reports indicate that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have already been paid upfront amounts connected to an agreement for a professional fight against Manny Pacquiao. According to these claims, the payments were issued under the assumption that the bout had been formally approved as a sanctioned contest. This has led to concerns that any attempt to reclassify the fight could potentially contradict the original terms laid out in the contract.
Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially, but still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a.
Stephen A. Smith has publicly voiced strong criticism toward Floyd Mayweather Jr., questioning the quality of opponents the undefeated boxer has taken on in recent years.
When you're that great and you're that elite, not just anyone deserves to be in the ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. A lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James. All right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Kellerman claims that Floyd Mayweather has perfected a formula of engaging in high-paying but relatively low-risk fights, often against YouTubers and MMA fighters who are not elite-level boxers. He suggests that this approach has enabled Mayweather to earn enormous payouts while steering clear of the dangers that come with competing against today's top professional boxers.
Floyd was like, well, actually, from the fighter's point of view, my best interest is take minimal risk, maximum reward, not get hit, get out with all my money and all my marbles, right? Like, that's in the fighter's best interest. Fighters and fans' interests diametrically opposed. And so what Floyd figured out after a while, for example, with Pacquiao, Stephen A., is I don't have to fight this dude at the height of his powers. I can wait. Okay, I'll fight him now. Now there's pent-up demand. I got to make 5 times more than I would have made back then to fight a guy who's not as dangerous as he was back then. That's smart. And then what he realized is, wait a minute, because Conor McGregor's rise, I don't even have to fight fighters, boxers. I can fight dudes who don't box and make $100 million. Now, what fool wouldn't do that if he could? Why fight a guy who's trained his whole life to box you for $30 million when you can fight a guy who hasn't trained his whole life boxing for $100 million? Well, of course, Floyd's right about that, so that's what he did. And since then, he's realized, Stephen A., he never has to get in the ring with a dude who's trained his whole life to box and he can make money. Whether it's a Japanese kickboxer, right, who's smaller than him, whether it's Logan Paul, who's a YouTube star who's twice his size, it doesn't matter. If you haven't trained in boxing your whole life, it's easy work for Floyd at any age, and he's going to make tens and tens of millions of dollars.
The controversy deepens further with Mayweather's ongoing participation in exhibition matches against non-professional boxers and crossover combat sports athletes. Some reports have even suggested that his scheduled exhibition appearances, including a rumored clash with kickboxer Mike Zambitas, may potentially breach the terms of his agreement related to the Pacquiao fight contract.
Could be one of the most detrimental moments in Floyd Mayweather's career. Floyd Mayweather is back. I heard Mike Zambitas is actually from K1, and this dude was a monster. From the highlights I've seen, he would walk up to you, fire off combinations, and send your chin into the 4th dimension. Here's the only problem. His last fight was 10 years ago. So I don't expect Zambitas to, put on a masterful performance against Mayweather and beat him. But I also don't expect Mayweather to do a lot of damage to Zambitas. Mayweather's 48 years old. Mike Zambitas is 45 years old. If Mike Zambitas comes in and he's got that, quick style where he can just unload pressure on Floyd Mayweather, again, this could be a huge moment for Zambitas and a detrimental moment for Mayweather. So, what do you think of Floyd Money Mayweather versus Iron Mike Zambitas?
Despite the ongoing disputes surrounding the situation, CEO Jazz Mather has maintained that the rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is still moving forward as a sanctioned professional fight. He is confident the matchup will deliver excitement at the highest level, stressing that it will live up to its worldwide anticipation. He also points out that both fighters remain in strong physical shape and have preserved their sharpness despite their age, making the bout a legitimate and highly competitive showdown rather than just an exhibition event.
Feel the demand is going to match up to the expectations?
Better. I think that demand-wise, look, people are always going to have comments. They're always going to have something to say. A lot of people are excited. A lot of people are saying, oh, this fight's not going to do that great. Or why are they doing this? They're so old. They're this, that. Those are going to be the first people that are going to want to watch it. I think leading up closer to the fight, when people start seeing their training camp videos, and then they're gonna be like, wow, like this is not a joke. These guys are in serious conditioning, right? There's a lot of time you see boxers, they're in their early 20s, they're great, and when they hit their mid 30s, they're completely out and they just can't continue anymore. These guys are different. They're built different. They are different. There's a reason why they're global icons, not just boxers.
According to Jazz Mather, the planned rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is set to be fought over 10 to 12 rounds, with both fighters expected to wear 8-ounce gloves. He explained that these conditions are intended to maintain a balance between competitive intensity and the fighter's late career physical limitations, while also prioritizing safety and entertainment for fans. He further mentioned that Pacquiao's team is advocating for a welterweight limit of 147 pounds, although the final agreed weight has not yet been confirmed and is still being discussed by Mayweather's side. Overall, the proposed structure reflects ongoing negotiations focused on fairness, while also accommodating the massive commercial interest and global attention the fight continues to generate. with the bout being positioned as one of the most significant boxing events in recent years.
Get into some of the key particulars as well. How many rounds is the fight? What weight will it be contested at? What ounce gloves will be used? Can you share some details there?
So 10 to 12 rounds, 8-ounce gloves. The weight has not been confirmed yet. Okay, we're still waiting on Floyd's side for this one, but it'll be we're hoping around 147 is what Manny wants.
Gotcha. And it sounds like the rounds could be either 10 or 12?
10 or 12, yeah.
And these will be 3-minute rounds?
Yeah.
Max Kellerman emphasizes that the original showdown between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao was far more than just another boxing match. It stood as the most financially successful fight of its time and was widely labeled the fight of the century, drawing worldwide attention and generating massive revenue streams. He suggests that this is precisely the reason why Netflix is now heavily interested in promoting a rematch, aiming to revive the same excitement, nostalgia, and global buzz that surrounded the original event. The 2015 bout reportedly set record-breaking numbers in both pay-per-view sales and live gate earnings, cementing its place in boxing history. With both fighters now returning years later, Kellerman argues that the renewed matchup is being positioned less as a peak competitive showdown and more as a nostalgia-driven spectacle, designed to capitalize on fans' memories of that legendary night rather than delivering an all-time prime athletic contest.
When people say the biggest fight in boxing history, if you don't adjust for inflation, et cetera, or tickets sold, et cetera, Joe Louis and Max Schmeling, the rematch, Ali and Frazier, the first fight, these were the biggest fights in boxing history. But Mayweather and Pacquiao was easily the biggest fight of its era, of the generation. And it was the highest grossing fight of all time. Because it had 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, right? It's interesting because Netflix is obviously in the business of, you said, eventizing. Yes. They want enormous events that become shared experiences. In a way, in this day and age, partly because of delivery systems of content like Netflix, everything is so niche. Everything is so compartmentalized that there's very few shared experiences. It's one of the reasons that the NFL is such.
Kellerman steers the discussion toward legacy and all-time greatness, questioning whether Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather deserves greater historical recognition in boxing. The panel remains divided on how to define greatness, with one side highlighting Mayweather's undefeated career, defensive brilliance, and near-flawless technical approach inside the ring. On the other hand, others point to Pacquiao's resume, arguing that his legacy stands out due to his relentless attacking style, willingness to face high-risk opponents, and success in capturing world titles across numerous weight divisions. The debate ultimately frames Mayweather as the more refined and defensively dominant technician, while Pacquiao is portrayed as the fighter who embraced tougher challenges and achieved wider accomplishments across different levels of competition. Even with these contrasting views, there is a shared agreement that both men belong among the greatest fighters in boxing history. In the end, no clear conclusion is reached, underscoring how subjective the idea of greatness is when comparing skill, achievements, and overall influence on the sport.
What happened in Mayweather-Pacquiao? Are you interested in it?
Yep.
Is it a good fight?
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Watch it. The first one was awful, but now they're 50 years old. Let's see it.
But why though? But you didn't like the first one.
No, I didn't.
I'm not watching the second one.
You didn't like that match?
No, the first fight.
I forgot. So when it wasn't grandpa's,
easy. I know you
when it wasn't grandpa's,
by the way,
like
that fight went more or less how I thought it would go. I always thought it would go that way.
But you liked Pacquiao more.
No, I didn't like the fact that it was
Who's
diminished.
your favorite fighter, Pacquiao or Floyd? Come on, we know it's Pacquiao.
I know Pacquiao. Actually, Floyd. Watching Floyd fight is actually more my style of that perfect boxer.
That's what
when I do a pound-for-pound ranking, I'm trying to be objective. Pacquiao jumped more weight classes. What he did pound for pound to me was more impressive.
But you have him over Floyd.
But I never thought Pacquiao was going to be.
Manny Pacquiao has stepped up his training efforts ahead of a much-anticipated rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., approaching it as a full-scale professional fight with real competitive stakes. Famous for his extraordinary discipline, he is set to go through roughly 30 to 36 rounds of training every day, a method he has relied on throughout his career to sharpen his stamina, speed, and overall precision. He has repeatedly made it clear that this fight is not being treated as an exhibition, but as a genuine contest that demands complete focus and preparation. This intense workload reflects Pacquiao's long-established reputation for an unmatched work ethic and his drive to stay in top physical condition, even in the later years of his boxing journey. By maintaining such demanding daily routines, he aims to ensure he is fully prepared to perform at the highest level, showing both his dedication to the sport and his respect for the competitive nature of boxing.
I don't need somebody to push me to work hard, work more, but I did. I always put that in my mind when I'm in training. I have to do extra mile to get that condition. Like, for example, my fight is 12 rounds, so I'm doing 30 rounds, at least 30 to 36 rounds every day. So that's that's 30 rounds and 36 rounds that's a hard push, like not like taking lightly, but just push 30 rounds. So when you get to the ring, so whatever happens, I have stamina, I have gas, whatever happens. So that's the makes the fans happy and enjoy the show because of action. Because if I'm a fan, if I'm a fan, I'm going to watch a fight. So I want to see a fight that more on action because that's what I want to see.
Manny Pacquiao has made his position unmistakable in recent interviews, stating firmly that his view on a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr. will not change. He maintains that the fight should only take place as a fully sanctioned professional bout, rather than being classified as an exhibition. He points out that the agreement they originally signed was for a legitimate contest, and he expects those conditions to be fully respected. Pacquiao has also reiterated that he has no intention of stepping into a stage showcase, as his focus remains on real competition where the outcome affects both fighters' professional records. For him, the rematch represents more than just another fight. It is tied to legacy, credibility, and the desire to give fans a true, meaningful contest at the highest level of the sport.
You mentioned not being 100% the first time around. I think it was a shoulder, right? Was it a shoulder issue that you were fighting through, popped up during training? To the fans who are excited about this, but a little bit worried about another injury coming up, because we're all 11 years older than we were back in 2015. To them and their concerns, you say what?
Well, both of us are disciplined fighters, so him and me, we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now, I still can fight. Like I feel like I'm still young. I mean. Yeah. Nothing.
Do you think Mayweather is making smart business moves here? Or is this damaging boxing's credibility? Share your opinion in the comments below.